My friends, I want you to slow down for just a moment and really take this in, because what I'm about to explain could mean a noticeable amount of extra money showing up in your bank account before the new year even fully gets underway. And before we go any further, take a quick second to subscribe so you don't miss important updates like this, and please like and share this video so it reaches others who may truly need this information right now. If you're currently receiving Social Security retirement benefits, SSI, or SSDI, there are payment changes happening very soon that you absolutely need to understand. I know there's a lot of noise out there at the moment. People are throwing around big numbers, talking about massive checks, even amounts like $5,000, and it can be difficult to tell what's real, what's misunderstood, and what's simply internet hype. That's why today I want to walk through this with you calmly and clearly so you understand exactly what's happening with your money. Here's the truth, without exaggeration. Some people really are going to see larger deposits than usual. Not everyone, not all at once, and not for the reasons many headlines suggest. But if you don't understand how Social Security payments work, you could easily miss money you're already entitled to, or misunderstand a deposit and run into trouble later. Over the past several days, I've carefully reviewed official Social Security schedules, administrative updates, and payment guidance so I can explain this in plain English. No confusing terminology, no legal language, just straightforward information. Whether you've been receiving benefits for many years or you're still fairly new to the system, what's happening now can affect your January payment, and, for some people, result in retroactive money they didn't even realize they were owed. Let's start with the question that brought many of you here. Are $5,000 Social Security checks actually being sent out? The answer is yes, for a small group of people, but not as a universal bonus, and not as a surprise giveaway. The key factor here is timing. Social Security operates on a structured payment schedule based on your birth date and the type of benefit you receive. SSI payments are typically issued on the first of each month. Retirement and disability benefits are paid on different Wednesdays throughout the month, depending on your birth date. Earlier birthdays are paid earlier, later birthdays are paid later. Here's where timing creates confusion. When a scheduled payment date falls on a weekend or a federal holiday, Social Security issues that payment early, on the last business day before the holiday. As we move into the new year, that scheduling shift causes some people to receive two full payments very close together. January 1st is a federal holiday. That means anyone who normally receives SSI on January 1st will instead receive that payment at the end of December. If you already received your December SSI payment earlier in the month, it can look like two checks arriving almost back to back. For someone receiving the maximum SSI amount after recent adjustments, that can appear to be close to $2,000 landing in a very short period of time. The same thing can happen for retirement and disability beneficiaries. Some people will receive their regular December payment, followed shortly by their January payment because of holiday scheduling. If your monthly benefit is higher, those two deposits combined can quickly add up, giving the impression of one very large payment. This is not a bonus in the traditional sense. It's a calendar shift. But for people living on a fixed income, that timing difference can feel like a major financial relief. Now, scheduling isn't the only reason some deposits are larger than expected. There's another factor that many people overlook, and this is where real money is often left unclaimed. Social Security regularly processes recalculations and corrections. If you were underpaid due to delayed cost of living adjustments, calculation errors, or administrative backlogs, you may be owed retroactive payments. These back payments can range from a few $100s to several thousand, depending on how long the issue went unresolved. In many cases, people don't even realize there was a mistake until a lump sum deposit suddenly appears. This is especially important for households receiving dependent or survivor benefits. When cost of living adjustments occur, the maximum family benefit can increase. If those adjustments weren't applied correctly across all beneficiaries tied to the same earnings record, the difference may later be paid out retroactively. And this happens more often than people realize. Before moving on, it's important to understand that not every large payment is extra money you can freely spend. Some deposits are advances caused by scheduling shifts. Others are corrections for past underpayments. Knowing which one you received matters because spending in advance without planning can cause confusion or shortfalls in the following month. Now, let's talk about the other side of this. Because while some people are seeing larger deposits, others are opening their bank apps and feeling concerned when the numbers look smaller than expected. And this part matters just as much, because misunderstanding it can lead to unnecessary stress or costly mistakes. One of the most common reasons for reduced payments is overpayment recovery. Social Security tracks earnings, work activity, and income changes closely, but that information doesn't always reach them immediately. If you earned more than allowed while receiving benefits, even months ago, the system eventually catches up. When it does, Social Security may withhold part of your future payments to recover money they believe was overpaid. For retirement beneficiaries who are still working and under full retirement age, there is an annual earnings limit. If you exceed that limit, Social Security withholds part of your benefits. That withholding often doesn't happen right away. Instead, it may appear at the beginning of a new year, making it feel like something suddenly went wrong. The same applies to SSDI recipients. Disability benefits have strict income rules. If earnings exceed allowed thresholds during or after a trial work period, Social Security may reduce future payments to recover funds. A smaller deposit doesn't always mean an error. Often, it's a correction tied to past income. SSI recipients face even stricter rules. SSI is needs-based, which means gifts, help from family, inherited money, or temporary increases in resources must be reported. If those resources push you over the limit, payments can be reduced or suspended. And if Social Security later determines you were overpaid, they will recover that money, sometimes over several months. This is why understanding whether a larger deposit is truly extra money or simply a timing shift is so important. Now let's touch on taxes, because this is another area where confusion can cost people money. Many seniors believe Social Security benefits are never taxable, but that isn't always true. Taxability depends on your combined income, which includes half of your Social Security benefits plus other income sources. Receiving two payments close together or a large retroactive deposit can temporarily raise your income on paper. For some people, that pushes them over a threshold where part of their benefits becomes taxable. Planning ahead matters. Social Security allows voluntary federal tax withholding from your monthly benefit. This can help prevent surprises later. Veterans receiving both VA benefits and Social Security should also pay close attention. These programs follow different payment schedules and rules. When deposits overlap, amounts can look unusually high, and changes can affect eligibility for certain assistance programs. Finally, remember this. These benefits are not handouts. They are earned or qualified benefits meant to provide stability. Understanding timing, adjustments, and corrections gives you control. If you receive a larger payment, verify why. Review notices, check your account, and keep records. Staying informed protects your income and helps you avoid mistakes. As we move forward, understanding these details will help you make confident decisions and avoid unnecessary stress in the months ahead.